This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. I sure do enjoy being here helping you with playing the guitar. This is lesson 3 in this mini course that's all about finger picking. So in lesson 1, we worked on P-I-M-A, thumb, index, middle, ring. Some people refer to that finger picking pattern as PIMA. Then in lesson 2, we worked on thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, both great places to start. Now in this lesson we're going to combine those two into one finger picking pattern. In the first couple lessons I also emphasized the importance of having that natural break, that natural archway with the wrist, so that when we're plucking we haven't collapsed our wrist onto the strings of the guitar or down close, but we've got that natural break when we look down, and it just feels comfortable the way it does when we just stick our hand out to the side and have that natural break. So we're not extended up or overextended down. We just got that natural break. The fingertips are under the main joint and pluck through like they're grabbing onto a finger or something. That's the motion. We use that grabbing motion because hands are built to hold on to things or release, and that's where the strength is. So we had P-I-M-A. We learned both of those. Or that one, and then we learned P-A-M-I, thumb, ring, middle, index. I have it up here on the board, but if you've forgotten or have just jumped into lesson 3 and skipped the others, P represents thumb, I represents index, M represents middle, and A represents ring. We know that we're going to always pluck, at least for now, the third string with our index finger. So the open G string is what I've got right now. Then the second string or the B string with our middle, and that open E string or the top string with our ring finger. And then whatever chord we put on it won't matter. We're going to still pluck those strings, and the thumb is going to pluck the bass note of the chord. So I like to start out by learning on E minor because we don't have to worry about the left hand, and that's what we'll do with this pattern. So we're using the same rhythmic values here, all eighth notes, so we don't have to really worry about that. We're still in 4/4 time, but we're going to go thumb, index, middle, ring, so P-I-M-A, and then for the second half we're going to go thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle, index. So we're using one of each from lesson 1 and 2 combined into one pattern. So let's work on that with that E minor chord where we don't have to worry about putting on our left hand. We can just rest it, and you got thumb, index, middle, ring, then thumb, ring, middle, index. And we're just plucking that low 6th string with our thumb because we're playing E minor and it's an open E string on bottom. As you're playing, you want to keep track. So you have that natural archway. We also talked about planting, so we set up our hands. Each time we try and keep it close to those strings and have it ready to go, rather than sort of free as a bird, be plucking each one, going searching for each one. It's hard to get fast or very accurate that way. So thumb, index, middle, ring. Once you get that going, I'm hoping we can go a little bit faster, since both of these patterns have been worked on independently before. And with that, let's apply it to the chord progression that we used in the first 2 lessons, G, E minor, C, and D. So we're going to do it one time. We'll do it 2 measures per chord this first time. We'll do P-I-M-A, P-A-M-I for G, and then do that again for G, then we'll go on to E minor. So we'll do this as if each chord was written with 2 measures. We'll do it right there. So you got 1 and 2 and ready and go, and G, G, E minor, C, G, done in previous lessons, I'm just going to do a pinch. So I just did that pinch. Now let's do it as if it's just one measure per chord. So you're going to have 1 and 2 and ready and go and G, E minor, and C, and D, G, E minor, C, and D. One more time. Okay, now at that speed and with that, we're set to play a song. Down in the description below, you can download the sheet music. It's in PDF form. You can download a copy of Shenandoah. So I've got the chord progression indicated up here on the board, but we're going to practice this with an actual song, Shenandoah. We're going to insert this pattern 1 time per measure. So in this chord progression, we got 4 times on G, and then 2 times, 2 measures on C, 2 measures on G, 2 measures on C. Then we have 4 measures on G, 2 measures on E minor, and then we have 1 on G, 1 on D7, and 1 on G. So we're going to use D7 in this lesson. We use this. We still pluck the 4th string whether we're playing D or D7, but we're going to actually use D7 for this particular song rather than just D natural. So sneak that D7 in there. Let's go ahead and play this chord progression. So you got 1, 2, ready, and we have G, 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 G. We got C, and G. Also strum. So you got the pluck, you can strum all the strings if you'd like to, or strum whichever strings we use for the chord that we're playing. Okay, before we play this and sing it, as I've done in other mini courses, like the basic chords and strumming and so on, we've got a melody there. It's really nice to actually play that melody and even sing that melody before we sing and play and accompany ourselves with the chords. So for Shenandoah, if you've downloaded the free copy of sheet music from the description below, there's a link. You can get the PDF copy of that sheet music for free. We've got Shenandoah. There, we've got this melody. Now the melody is written in standard music notation and tablature. If you've never done either of those before, that's okay. There's quick answer videos in the Academy that can get you going on that. There's also the tablature book and the note reading books in the Method Book series. Those come with their own video lessons, and the full Guitar 101 course, which also uses those books, will walk you through it in greater detail. I'm just going to assume that you know how to do one or the other. Read the standard music notation, so we're going to play this melody, or you know how to read the tablature to play this melody. And when I'm playing it, I'll often sing it or hum it, because that can help us get the sound of the melody in the voice as we're trying to learn to sing it, so we can match that pitch. Now with the right hand, looking forward down the road, if something you're interested in doing is playing solo guitar pieces, ones where we're not necessarily accompanying something else, which a lot of times we use these finger picking patterns for, to accompany singing like we're going to do here in a minute, or to accompany somebody else playing the melody and so on, but we actually want to play solo pieces. A lot of times in solo pieces there'll be melodies that we need to pluck. And even if we just want to play a melody, there's a couple ways to get started with that are great. One is to just do all the plucking with the thumb. way is to alternate index and middle. Or actually we could alternate middle and ring or index and ring. So any combination of those. But as we get going, a great place to start is just alternating index and middle. So for every pluck, instead of assigning fingers to strings this time, I'm just going to alternate every pitch that I play. So I go index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, index. Now down the road in playing solo style guitar, any lessons that I would do in that specifically, we'll go over this technique. But I introduce it here as you're playing. Sometimes students as they're getting started will use their thumb on the bass strings and then pluck with their fingers on the high strings, and that's okay too. Right now though, we're just kind of worried about getting this melody in our ear. We can use our right hand in getting comfortable with that if you want, just the thumb. We're alternating those fingers. But here we go. We're going to play this and sing it if you're able to, or just sing along if you'd like to. Oh. I'll give us 3-beat count and we'll catch oh. So yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, you rolling river. Oh Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, I'm bound away across the wide misery. So there's our melody. We're going to go ahead and put this together. So you want to try and get that finger picking pattern going. If I'm playing it faster than you're able to, that's okay. You can slow the video down. You can also just work until you get up to this and sort of hear how the song sounds so you know how to work on it. So I'm going to get that going on G, and then I'll come in with O. So if we get the finger picking pattern going a couple times. Here we go. Oh Shenandoah, I long to see you. Okay, now if singing in that range doesn't work for you, you can use a capo if you need help with the capo. Check out the quick answer video on that. So that gets us going, and you can use that pattern for any song that's written in 4/4 time. And when you have 2 chords per measure, you've got this nice way of doing it, because the first chord will get the first half and the second chord will get the second half. We'll work on that down the road, but not yet. In the next lesson, in lesson 4, we're going to work on a finger picking pattern that is for 3/4 time, combines some of these elements, and so we'll do that then. We'll work on a song with that, and I hope you're having fun. I'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.